Greetings and welcome to Moments to Mo Money with the Fix It Queen Academy. We are streaming live, a little bit delayed because we're actually doing a live stream in a venue location at Tradecraft Industries, which is at 6145 Broadway. And right now, I have a little bit of delay, so I'm just getting some things tuned up. Bear with me while I share into some groups and take some steps to do that. Let's see here. So let's see here. I'm live in this here. Hold on. Thanks for joining me anyway. I have a fun activity today. We are actually doing our live stream training segment as we've always done at 6 p.m. MST. A little bit delayed, but still on time to bring more value than you can imagine as we do things together. Today, our training segment is called You Want To, But Now What? And that specifically is addressing the desire to start up your service business or reposition your existing business. And how do you actually do that with clarity to get sustain and to get performance while going towards your exit strategy? So as I get ready to share some of this stuff, thanks for patience with me while I get the Facebook pages all coordinated. This is going to take just a moment to do that. All right, there we go. So I'm going to share that. And I'm going to post that there. Okay, so today's training segment is a little bit different because we are not only doing our typical training segment that I teach in business fundamentals each month, but we're also going to switch gears and do our first Done and Dine workshop. And so as we are going through this segment, I want to share with you the steps that are necessary to create clarity when you are in position to reposition your existing business or start up your service business. So at this point, I'm going to go ahead and widen up the screen so you guys can see that you want to, but now what? I have a split screen going on, so bear with me with the patience as I navigate around. I have a little bit of a different coordination. So we are doing today, I want to, but now what? And from there, it's specifically going over certain steps that are going to allow you to dare to desire to have your dream with your business. And I specifically mean a business that isn't something that you have to do, but it's something that you want to do. And there's a few things that keep people from having that ability, and that usually has to do with fear. Fear is the anchor that will sink all your actions. And so as we take a look at your business and how we can create some clarity that'll give you confidence in that step through to repositioning it or even starting it up, it's important to manage the mindset that comes with fear and hesitation, which will cause you to possibly have some timing issues when you're executing your business plan. Today's segment is going to address the fact that fear is often things of unknown. People have fear of failure. People have fear of loss. But the biggest fear of all, thankfully, I have learned this is something that allows people to move past it. And that's basically regret. The fear of regret is the number one thing that will kill your soul, your passion. And when you don't take an action, you will literally move down the line into a place where you regret not taking the steps and you wonder where you will be or where you would have been. And so as we take a look at what happens when you break through certain mindsets that keep you from taking actions towards starting your business, listen, one thing I know is you're going to be rejected for all the things you do, but you're also going to be accepted when you show up authentically. And when you don't take the steps and you have that hindsight thought like, man, I wish I would have done it. I wish I would have executed, the desire to start my business. Where would I be from 6 months ago to right now? You'll be able to then make the progress that you really, really desired. So from there, I want you to understand that everything is by design. So in order to get through the hurdles that come with entrepreneurship and the possibilities of the unknown that keep people in fear, that keep people from inaction, that keep people in a hesitation, it's something that you can actually design and calibrate to have more confidence as you step through. Now, the fun thing about designing things is it doesn't always go as planned. In fact, oftentimes it doesn't go as planned. But the key to that is having a plan that allows you confidence to take that next step forward, so you have a different vantage point. And from there, you can make an adjustment into the next possibility or avenue that'll still get you to where you want to be with your business. So when we're talking about design, I say the why is the most important aspect to making measurable progress, because as you're designing anything, whether it's an installation for your home or an alteration for an addition or something pertaining to your personal life, and most importantly to your business, understanding why you're taking those actions will be a huge differentiator into getting the performance and the desired outcome. Okay, so a lot of times people are mistaken in the fact that when you desire something, they step into fear. They step into a point of like, I don't know, well, I really want this and I really want to launch this particular venture or this particular project, but they start having a hesitation. And as you make the plan based on why you want to take those steps, you'll be able to actually have a blueprint that will be adjustable. So why is the most important aspect of making your measurable progress when it comes to launching your business or repositioning your existing business? And as you do that, as you understand why, it allows you to go into an emotional engagement and see the end and go deep into that feeling, into the experience from that end point. It's kind of like reversing the telescope to the other side, where you can jump that gap in an emotional experience. And the fun thing is the screen in our head, the movie that we play in our head, is the reality that is on its way. I'll say that again. The movie that plays in your head is the reality that's on its way. And when you understand the bridge that comes from your imaginative state into the reality that we are altering, because every movement is an expansion, you'll be able to see the pathway through to the end because you felt it first. And as you feel that, you'll be able to kind of sense it like a hound before you see the target. You'll be able to sense it, knowing that as long as it feels good, I like to say measuring from neutrality or above, as long as it feels good, keep moving towards it, even if it's not exactly as you planned. There has to be an adjustment and some flexible bandwidth to the approach, but having an understanding of why, as I mentioned in the previous slide, will get you through those hurdles that seem impossible, where you might not be able to jump it, but you're going to find a way around it, through it, underneath it, because you know why you're doing it. And it's such a deep desire that you want to make a adjustment into offering your service or offering your business or completing a project, that you will push through that wall. Really what happens is that wall literally disseminates and it completely disappears, and all you can see is the end that you felt from the beginning in the design process. So understanding your why will give you a huge pillar that is important. Once we get to the Done and Dine workshop at the end of this training segment, we're going to go through a workshop and exercise that'll help you gain the focal clarity so you don't have separated energy or split energy that creates the inaction or state of, I call it indecisitis, where you just, I don't know, should I go left or should I go right? Should I pause? Should I go? You should do whatever allows you to stay in the flow of moving towards your dream versus getting stuck in what I consider the eddy and circling around in a lack of clarity. So the why is the pillar of that. And from that why, you can make a picture. I'll give you an example. For the Fix It Queen Academy, I do many different things. As you follow me on my personal page or on my business pages, you'll see they're up there in the, I guess it'd be on that side, up there in the little corner, I have Bid My Vid, which is our service app. I have the Fix It Queen Academy, and I have Bring More Value. And each one of those has a different why component to it, which allows me to make adjustments in each different business model while I take actions to grow each one of those verticals. Bid My Vid is there because I went through some challenges in my service business, and my why was specific to to understanding an easier way to create transparency and foster that trust that the community wants with their service contractor. The Fix It Queen Academy is derived from a deep desire to help contractors understand business stabilization, scalability, and exit strategy. Because as a contractor, when I started out, I didn't know any of these things. I didn't understand that there were 8 different exit strategies. And if you don't actually plan it, you can automatically cause yourself to go into a liquidation mode. Or in some cases, I see contractors literally go into bankruptcy because they leverage in the wrong capacity. So with the Fix It Queen Academy, my goal is to share the 6 core fundamentals in a webinar-based format. So that way everybody understands the highest things or most important aspects to running a business, and then bring more value. That's where I actually I'm more of like an in the trench traction coach, and I help contractors stabilize their business, scale their business, create disruption with their business, and retain. The key thing is properly doing retention inside and outside. And so each vertical that I do, I went to the end and I thought to myself, when bid my vid, as bid my vid gets to a point of completion, what will that do? What is the effect of it successfully having a result from me executing it relentlessly? When I do the Fix It Queen Academy, what does that change in the fabric of blue collar service trades and small to mid-sized businesses as they understand the formulas that are needed to properly calculate and quantify their performance so they can get into the top quartile of their industry vertical and be happy, not be toiling, doing a volume at a margin that is incomprehensible, and it causes them to be like, what? My exit strategy is like, how do I get out of my van at the end of their tenure? And so each one of my whys is clear, and it allows me to make adjustments along the way. And Bid My Vid is one that we've made many adjustments. We're actually getting ready to weave in a few different features that contractors are asking us for. But that's just an example to see it towards the end. And when you have that clarity in that emotional feeling, your vision gives you the foresight that you need in order to make steps in pure faith, because you know the after effect of you executing it completely. And you won't necessarily stop on step 2 or 3 when you know that to get to the end, there's 15 steps. You're going to keep going because you can visualize and have a vision that lets you know what changes you will have created for yourself and for the people around you and the community that your business serves. So vision will give you foresight. And as you feel that from the end sight in mind, from the basis of understanding why, it'll all start tying together. And this will make a lot more sense when we get to the Done and Dine workshop portion, where I share with you guys a worksheet that'll help us implement some of this kind of like hocus pocus stuff I'm talking about. This stuff is real. The stuff that you are imagining for your business is possible. It just takes a calibrated plan and a deep desire and a commitment for you to get it done. So imagine as it is, and it will be. Not now. I'm going to say there's like a couple of different things that might play into that. If you imagine that you're going to get, this parking space right here, it may or may not happen. I say imagine that you're going to have a parking space. Go general, but imagine it as it will be, and as it's done, and it will be so. These are just some of the I guess areas that a lot of people skip when they start their business. They want to start their business. They want to have something that's successful, but they skip certain components that are key pillars or cornerstones to that sustainable action. So we're going to talk a little bit about vision in this particular segment. It's called I Want To, but Now What? Don't just start your business without having a vision statement. Don't just start your business without knowing why. Don't just start your business or start a project without understanding these key like pillars and foundational components. Like if you start laying a foundation and you didn't properly grade it or segment it out, you're going to get things that are out of level. So when I say a vision statement, it's a descriptive picture of what the organization is meant to possess as a part of its culture and service or product it delivers in a unique method and approach. This is one of the ingredients in your secret sauce. This is what creates the engagement when you bring people into your team, whether they're external teammates that are helping on a subcontractor level or people that are an outside source that are bringing resources in, or you are hiring and building a team. They must be able to deliver the clarity of the vision for the company. And one of my most favorite vision statements, I'll pull that up and I'll read that to you guys right now, is Apple's vision statement. It's so, I guess, grand. It's so grand. Apple products vision statement is to make the best products on earth and to leave the world better than we found it. It's interesting. Their vision statement ties to their mission statement, which we'll get. So when you're making your vision statement, it'll tie to the why. Why are you starting your business? If you just get up one day and file an organizational filing at the state and get your EIN and do all that stuff, you're going to kind of get turned around because you won't have a clear picture of what the essence and culture of your actions will create. So the vision statement is a huge component that allows you to understand a deeper layer to help draw in. That's a key word, draw. You can't lasso teammates in. You can't like drag them in. It'll cause this resistant state, and you want things to have a flow and you want things to have a draw as the things are being created. So as things expand in your business, it'll draw in the right people that match the culture that your vision statement will create as you take the time to simplify what it is your company does and why you exist. For each one of my companies, between Bid My Vid, the Fix It Queen Academy, and Bring More Value, in essence, our grand vision statement is to reduce contractor pain points. And each one of those companies has their own vision statement within, but on the highest level, my deepest passion and our team's passion is to address and to offer solutions to contractor pain points like never before, in a different approach, in a different manner that is easy to adapt and quick to implement. My goal is to create a seamless integration that allows an adaptation as if it were an extension, like Edward Scissorhands, like it's there and it just works. So those are some of the thoughts that I have surrounding the vision, and it's all derived from why are you starting your business? If you have a piece of paper in front of you, jot it down. Why do you feel so compelled to start your business? Or why do you feel so compelled to sustain it and reposition it? If you're struggling and you're doing what I call circling the drain, by the way, I have a reverse flush process for people that are circling the drain. But if you are in any of those positions, it's important to understand why, and not so much, well, we're starting our business because we want to offer plumbing services, or we want to offer, entertainment, or we want to offer whatever that reason is. It has to have a deeper layer. And what I mean by that deeper layer is a picture of the affect of what your business will do at the end. Remember, we started that at the beginning of this slide deck. At the end, what is the result of you executing with consistency and commitment your business model and plan? This component, the vision statement, we're going to go over 3 core areas today that are going to allow you all to get a hold of these things and start building a company instead of just owning a job. Okay, the goal is to build something that is sustainable and succession proof, and as well as transferable. Okay, so when we do that, what is the difference between a small business that's just somebody answering the phone and putting little ads out and just delivering their service? Everybody that does that generally is in what I call cost competitive market space. Okay, cost competitive market space is the bottom 75% of that industry vertical. The bottom 75% of that industry vertical, even the very lowest part, the bottom 25%, that is like tooth and nail cutthroat, and they're just making exchanges without understanding the quantifiable metrics that keep quality in process in place. And it's all from why you started your business. You can identify that. From there, you can create the picture of what you want it to do, or what it feels like when it's successfully at full blown, full speed. And there, is where you can get into the emotional engagement of being able to craft your vision statement. So what we're doing here today is giving you the complete pieces that you need to actuate a business that is a true business that people will want to be a part of and will want to stay because they understand that it fits them as a person. People that, as I mentioned in the Apple mission statement, it to me is it's awesome. Their first vision statement for Apple was to make a contribution to the world by making tools for the mind that advances humankind. I mean, the grand statements that come out. And the thing about this, guys, is it's not set in stone. Once you carve this out, this is just a starting piece. You always have the ability to do an expansion pack and to do a revision and to reposition the compass on your company so you could draw in the right participants, the right support, and the right resources. You will not attract those if you don't have clarity. You'll get a hodgepodge or mismatch of different things that may or may not get you in the direction you want to go. So starting with the end in mind, deriving a mission statement, and we'll go over, I have a worksheet for our Done and Dine workshop at the end of this training segment that we are going to put to measure and put to action the stuff that I'm talking about. So stick around because that is going to be a key component to helping your business kind of shave off all of the edges and have a nice, clean approach as to communicating to the community why you exist. You don't exist just to deliver services. You exist for other reasons. And those are a deeper layer. And that's where we get the human connection, the bond that allows a perpetuation of your business sustain. And that's where referrals and people that repeat on a faster metric happens. The average repeat or return customer is in service business is 5 to 7 years. There are things that you can do in your business that can shorten that time frame to create a reoccurring revenue in a faster capacity. When I ran my electrical, plumbing, water treatment business, my average return time for that client base was 1 to 3 years. But it's because I took certain steps to give a base point for those clients that wanted to step through and do more business, because we created a place that they could trust all of their dreams and desires, not just their wants or just their needs, right? When we get called to service people or within our business, people call us because they need help. They need this fixed. They have a plumbing leak. They have a light out. They have a foundation crack. Those needs are great. But when you are able to deliver a vision that is actually executed with a mission on the outside, we'll get to the mission statement. When you have a vision and your team knows why they're there, they can deliver the mission metrics, and your client base or the people that you serve or your patrons will never leave, because there's just something about doing business with you that makes them feel home. So as we do that, the vision statement is the head of the organizational construct, with the mission statement being the middle and the core values being the tail end of how. These are the things to keep in mind. And as we get to the workshop of the Done and Dine segment, I do have an exercise to put us through, because I don't want you to just sit here and listen to me. There are so many podcasts. There are so many educational courses. There are so many ways to learn, YouTube and so forth. My differentiator, okay, my core value component for the Fix It Queen Academy and Bring More Value is implementation. It is execution. I don't know how not to do something the moment it comes into the window view area. I literally am like a pre-pneumatic hammer. Execute, execute, execute. So that is something that's different about this training segment than the others, where I was just teaching in a deep dive, a core fundamental across the six courseworks that I have. Today, we are actually going to move straight in to a use of this information with the workshop and worksheets that I have at the end of this training segment. So now that you understand that you can dare to desire, and you can actually do it all by design, we're going to go into a couple different statements so we can combine it all before we switch gears into the workshop. We're going to be training today for about 45 minutes before we take a short break, and I switch straight over into the workshop. So if you're here, I'll be handing out the workshop sheets, so you can basically make notes directly on that. If you're live streaming, it'll be on the screen, and I can get that to you in a message. So if you do want that, please send me a private message and I can get that worksheet to you. Guys, I want you to know that we are doing this in a live stream for those of you joining us all across the United States, and here locally in Denver, we are training at Tradecraft Industry Facilities at 6145 Broadway. So if you are local, you can actually come to the workshop and I will be hands-on here, present, and ready to serve you as part of my mission and core values. So at this point, the Fix It Queen Academy and Bid My Bid is an example of dream and do. I shared with you a few components in the earlier segment as to the wholeness of why I'm so passionate about my companies and why I continue to show up for you all. And now I want to do the same for you, and I want you to do the same for your company. So with that said, understanding the mission statement is a component from the vision statement, okay? So the vision statement creates clarity as to why anyone would contribute to the company. Otherwise, they are just there for a job. They're just there to take a margin without giving any performance and having accountability. The mission statement is something that when the why is clear, the how becomes easy to share. And that's a key word there, share. You don't want to sell. You don't need to sell anything because they're already needing your services. They're already aligning. They want to now build trust. And that's one of the biggest pieces of my business with Bid My Vid. We are there to restore trust through transparency. Our mission on that side runs deep. As being a 24-year trades contractor, moving into technology space to solve some challenges that we have as a whole, I want to create a simple, easy, ready out of the box solution that offers transparency and trust and saves time. And not to mention, you don't have to drive. You don't have to drive out to go and take a look at something because you get a private video portal. So now we have on my side the vision statement that derives our mission. Our mission is to give time back, to allow the community to get their repairs done in one take, and to help contractors skip the drive, win the bid, and save the time. That is our mission. That is the boat we're riding. So when you know why you're doing something, and again, that is derived from your vision, you're basically able to, at that component, I went to the wrong direction. When you know your vision, you can create your mission statement. And from there, we're going to get to the Done and Dine, where we're going to design and develop. Oh, my slide deck's out of control right here. We're going to do the Done and Dine time, where we're going to take the actions that are going to set the difference to your company having some different performance tomorrow. So in some of that, the core values are the pillars and the footers that make building a business with confidence easy. When you know exactly where you're stepping, because you know the value that you're bringing and what keeps you all in continuity, that is something that is a huge component. Those are the three things. If you look at the copy that's within this training segment, those are the things that we're going to go over today. We're going to go over vision statement, mission statement, and the core values. Core values don't have to be elaborate, but they have to be solid. They have to be identifiable. They have to be easy to recall. They have to basically be like your Scout's honor. And so when your team, your internal teammates understand the vision that draw them to the business, and they can recant and repeat and share the core values that keep everything footed and anchored, it is easy to march together as a team and deliver the mission to the external participants of your business, or to deliver to your patrons, whatever that project need might be. So in essence, that's kind of the biggest component that I wanted to share with you guys, between the desire to start up your business, the desire to reposition your existing business. Maybe you've been in business for 5-6 years, whatever that might be, and you're struggling. Maybe it's become hard. COVID has done a complete turnaround as to how we present our services or how we even start up something new. But I want you to know, as I went in that first segment, dare to desire, because it's possible, and it's all by design, and it's all by the three core components that build that foundation of your business, which is clarity on your why, which allow you to create your vision. From those points, you're able to then cast out that third wheel or that third leg, which is tripod strength, starts giving you some foundation, your mission. When you're able to deliver your mission, at that point, it becomes easier to communicate that with the core values. So in essence, those are the things that I wanted to share with you guys. I know you want your business to perform better. I know you want your life to be easier. I know you want your time back. I know you don't want to spend countless hours in the evening toiling and spinning your motorboat around in the harbor when the breakers are right there. You just need these three things. You need your vision, you need your mission, you need your core values. And with those things, you can get past the breakers and start picking up speed and start actually expanding in your business with clarity, because now you can have a compass and it'll be set. And it doesn't mean just because you're headed over there, you can't readjust and head over here. What's important is that you have those three components. And with those three components in this 3D world, you can navigate wherever the heck you want to go. And that's what's exciting. It doesn't matter. And for those that are training here in the room, John, you're doing basically production and projects pertaining to viewer audiences, things like that. For people that are viewing me online, you guys are dealing, well, I'm assuming that mainly service and trades, because that's where I'm broadcasting, is to service and trades. But if you're just in business and you offer a product, okay, that's another thing. I offer products too. I'll bring one of those out for you guys. Understanding clearly what I want to do. So between Bid My Vid, the Fix It Queen Academy, and Bring More Value, I also offer a product called White Knuckle CBD. And it's because I know my pain points. Everything I do solves contractors' pain points. And what this is a high potency CBD line that literally takes away sausage fingers and balloon feet like within minutes with the freeze gel. So when you know what you're doing and why you're doing it, you can execute it in a way to fill the hole that your client is wanting. John, for you, doing productions and doing film and things like that, thinking about as a producer, the end experience, that's something that you're blessed with as a visionary. So you're already thinking on those ends. But I want you to apply what we just went over today in this training segment to the hierarchy and the overall of your nonprofit. That way, as you take on actors and as you take on different scripts and things, you can make sure that out of your production company, those audiences are going to get the consistency out of the way you have a creative delivery to produce those films, if that makes sense. So that's where I get super excited. I boldly and always am willing to ask for if you don't ask, you can't receive anything. You must ask. And then you can receive help. People have to call you, or if you are on the Bid My Vid service app, people have to shoot a video and share with you what they need fixed. And at that point, we can offer help back. So same thing goes with me or with you as a business. You have to ask for help. If you don't know certain business fundamentals or financial forecasting metrics or ways to stabilize that cash flow pattern in your business, you have to ask for help. And you can't be ashamed. Because when you have that hesitation, that's when you kind of get a little bit lost in the speed to which you can scale. So be ready, willing, and able to ask, and that's how you receive. So I'm going to do it. I'm going to ask if you are watching us and you are live stream or you're in the room and you are wanting to help me fulfill my mission, join us and download the Bid My Vid app. You already are fulfilling one side of my mission, which is to bring more value than we can imagine by ourselves as we do it together with the Fix It Queen Academy and Bring More Value. But I'm going to let you know, join our mission to give time back to contractors. If you are a consumer watching this or a general product business owner, download the app, shoot a video, say what you need taken care of. Let contractors skip that drive, win that bid, and save the time and align before they drive out. Man, gas is so expensive. So that's my ask, and you're already giving me that in reception. And now we're going to go straight into the Dine and Done workshop, and that's going to be exciting because this is a new segment. So get your pen and paper out because I'm going to go ahead and hand out to people in the room the worksheet, and then we're going to go over some exercises that'll help you get it done. And if you have your food, we can dine. That's the whole goal here. So I will be right back while I hand out the worksheet to those that are here live training. So we're going to be going over some exercises, and I'll continue sharing with everybody on the screen as we do that as well. Okay, so now that we're set up and the worksheet is handed out, get your papers out. Shoot me a message if you want this as a worksheet, because the next segment is our Done and Dine workshop, where we are going to go over the things that we just taught upon and help you put it to paper, put it to action. Energy cannot be created or destroyed. It only can be transferred or transformed. And that's the fun about scribing. You can do it on a computer. You can do it in your phone. I personally am more of an analog person, even though I'm in a technology company. And I like to scribe because that's like the fastest way. So we're going to go ahead and go straight into the workshop for Done and Dine. This is a small segment from the VIP Fast Track program that we offer in our Bring More Value coaching programs. We have the Do It Yourself program, which is completely webinar based. You can go at your own pace. It's $20 a month. You can do whatever you want at your own pace. We have the Do It Together program, which is our mid-size consulting program. It is an executive roundtable every month where I teach core fundamentals, and it includes a strategy session so we could put milestones and deliver performance with what we taught that month. So that's one of the programs. And this specific form is from the VIP Fast Track program, where I get to come in as an honorary teammate into your business and truly help you turn it around and reverse flush into what I call a geyser that has nothing but the potential to get you to your exit point. If you don't know what the exit point is, go to the Fix It Queen page. I did a training segment on the 8 types of exit strategies and how we can design those for your business. And at this point, get your papers out, because it's now vision statement time. This is one of 8 pages that I have, but we are going to go only over these couple of sections because I want to help you all. And if you have questions, I'll put out the comment bar, so you guys are welcome to ask me if you're online. Same thing with people that are in the room. If you have questions that you have for me, please do stop me. And my goal is to help you refine that. So the first section that we are looking at is the vision statement. And I like to precursor that with the statement. You can reposition this any way you want, but I like to precursor that with, we exist for the sole purpose of what? So I'm going to set my timer and give you all a couple of minutes to kind of just write down whatever you feel your business exists for. If you are going to say we exist to deliver electrical or we exist to deliver HVAC services, I'm going to challenge you to go a little bit deeper. You exist for the sole purpose of, and again, this is understanding why. And I'm going to give you some examples real quick. Why did I start my service business when I had electrical, plumbing, water treatment? I started it because I was facing death. I was dying. I had to overcome tumors, and I had to make a choice to give up my life or lose my life. And I didn't want that to happen. So when I opened up Carefree, my vision statement there was to create a carefree experience for the community in a way that offered the resources that would allow people to have access to full operational aquaponic greenhouse systems. Now, we did that by delivering electrical, plumbing, and water treatment, and we did that in standard service operations. But my give back side was to put fully operational greenhouses into the community, so the cost of foliage and health wasn't as high. So my vision was a little bit different, kind of out of left field, but it came from a deeper part. So in the vision statement section, you exist for the sole purpose of what? Write it down. Write down some things that feel like they're resonating to you. And I will pause for just a couple moments to allow you all to do that. Hopefully that you guys have been able to take a couple moments to kind of get some thoughts surrounding. And I'm going to kind of close off the vision statement exercise with the Apple 2022 vision statement. We believe that we are on the face of this earth to make great products, and that's not changing. So hopefully that gives you an example as to the grandeur of the vision that you can telescope out to. It doesn't have to be a specificity pertaining to the type of service or type of product you offer. It just has to have an emotional tie to it that allows people to draw in to what you are creating in the cultural experience for your company. Okay. So the vision statement exercise is important because it allows you to get to the limbic side of the brain. That's where people make decisions without the logic of deciding on price. This is where you jump gaps from your industry vertical and you raise to that top quartile, that top 25% of business performance, is because people are now engaged at a higher level with you. And it's not about cost. It's about trust. It's about aligning with a value that resonates to them on an emotional level. So now we're going to move into the mission statement. The mission statement very, very much ties to the vision statement. Mission is how will we do it and what will be the result of successfully achieving the vision. This is kind of why in this training segment, I was going over deeply understanding why and allowing you guys just for a moment to breathe and think about the other end of the telescope. When it's all said and done, man, it feels good, doesn't it? It feels great to achieve the vision, to achieve. When Apple achieves their vision, it affects the lives of so many. They believe they're on the face of this earth to make great products, and that's not changing. So now in their mission statement, they have some actionary steps that derive the team's participation. And that's where commitment can be made as you bring and draw in the right teammates, where you can say to them, the vision is X, our core values are X, this is the mission at hand, can you commit to it? So I'm going to go ahead and allow you guys to think for a moment as to the mission statement and how will you do it? If your vision is X, how will you deliver X? And what will be the result of successfully achieving that? What will be the result? So, as I'm thinking about the executionary part of delivering the mission based on the vision, it pulls right from my heart. When I think about my own company and I think about the after effect of, let's just say, the Bid My Vid video portal and what that will do to alleviate the pressure of what I call white knuckle syndrome for contractors, where they got to hurry up and hurry up and hurry up and it's almost like a sprint and a marathon, like 24 hours a day, and there's no time to be a human being because we're constantly a human doing. So when I think about that for my business, and I think about the fact that our vision is to exist for the sole purpose of giving time back to contractors and reducing their pain points, the mission on how we do it is why we continue making evolutionary changes and keep adding features and upgrades based on the user base. Had a strategy session with one of the contractors that is on the platform and in our coaching programs. And what he expressed, we literally took to our development team board meeting. And I'm like, guys, this has to get done. We need to make this a feature, and we need to make it an easy, simple adaptation where it's automated. There's not some kind of a field they have to tailor and have to set up this complicated, template system. We want to simplify it. So how we do that in Bid My Vid is by listening and refining the technology in a way to reduce the pain points associated to the amount of time it takes to facilitate service. And as we do that successfully, I see this. This is where, like, in the moment when everybody's doing their worksheets, I literally almost started crying because I thought to myself, as we achieve success with Bid My Vid, people will be able to take a moment for themselves. And what that looks like to me is that I get to spend more time with my kids. They aren't going to have to watch my back as I leave on my way to supply house, or sit there off to the side doing their own game thing while I'm over here doing invoices till no end, until at the last moment, toiling. So when I think about that, what we will achieve as a company by doing it successfully hits me right here. Whatever that means to you, for you, I'm just giving you some examples. So now we've kind of looked at the first two components of now what in this training segment. You want to have a stronger business. You want to have start up your business. You want to reposition your business. Now what? Well, first thing is you need a vision statement, derived understanding from your why, and you need a mission statement. So hopefully this will help you at least get those wheels churning so you are able to take the next step, which is build your, what I refer to as your unique selling propositions, or your value propositions and or pillars. What are the USPs or the VPs that set you apart from others? If you are a contractor offering services, what makes you different than, let's just say, the next person offering service? Why should you rise to that top quartile section of your industry vertical? If you cannot define your USPs or your values, your core values, you're going to end up dropping below that 75 and being cost competitive, comparative, and marketplace. And that's not where I want you. So for an example for myself, my unique selling propositions, like when I did my service business for Carefree, was that we offered them a worry-free experience. And at the time, we were ahead of our time, but we also had a video system way back before it was even possible to develop the app in the way it was. Bid My Vid is actually an inside-out model of our Carefree facilitation process and plan. What we did at a company, and I'm sharing this with you all because you can develop this and an adaptation, but we basically created what I called a trapper keeper warranty record system that transferred with their home. And we had closeout and upon arrival and departure and phased videos that I actually kept in our administrational wheelhouse. So as transitions of property happened, we never missed a beat, and we knew exactly what was going on within the company. So our USPs were, I created the Carefree Facilitation Plan, and we had a very simple order that had an operation to it that every single technician would follow in order to deliver the same service quality for every customer. And it didn't matter where they stopped or left off, we could pick right back up because of that process. So write down 3. I challenge you to write down 3 USPs of what makes you different in your service business or your product business or your offering to your patrons, right? Why you? John, why would they go to your movie, right? Those that are watching, why would they pick your company? Throw down 3 reasons. If you got more, great. You can sift and sort them, and from there you'll be able to design a better list of pillars or core values that help you guys sustain. So I'll let you guys do that in an exercise. Understanding, please share with me 3 unique selling propositions or values your company brings that's different than your neighbor offering the same services. Okay. So hopefully that gave you a moment just to pause and really think about your business, your product, your offering to your patrons in a way to be able to simply tell them what your USPs are, your unique selling propositions. In this Done and Dine workshop, as we go over how you're going to do what you want, which is start your business, reposition your business, improve your business. Hopefully these exercises at least get you thinking about the 3 things that you need in order to make it past the breakers and get out of the harbor so you can get a higher knot speed and start to have some wake and some excitement in your business and not be bogged down by the weight. When you are clear, you know your why, you know the vision that powers your why, you can quantify that into a measurable mission with directives that you can delegate to your team and they can easily commit to because they align with the vision of what you're bringing, and you can communicate to your client base your values, and your pillars of what makes you different. That is huge to the component of performance in your business. This workshop also has a few other components that give people a better idea in a simple statement. The question, what is our brand promise, right? So there's the pillars. You have your vision and your mission statement, and you have your values that you guys honor and you commit to. And like a scout, like, I'm going to do this every single time. I'm going to ensure X, Y, and Z. You can surmise those values, those 3 values, 5 values, whatever fits you. The companies have a variety of 1, 2, 3, 5, 7 values that they bring as a separator in the market space. You can take those and craft yourself a simple statement or a brand promise. My brand promise for Bid My Vid is, we promise to deliver repeatedly and with intention ways that give time back to contractors and the community they serve. That is our brand's promise. We do that by our value propositions, X, Y, and Z. We have our mission, we have our vision, and that's why we're able to sustain long after the burners go out. Let's just say other tech companies, startups that just are trying to become the next Uber or like blah, blah, blah. No, I know, and our team knows why we started. We know our vision. We know the end result that we want to have as an effect as a team. And we promise our community, we promise the contractors, we promise service business and the community they serve that we are going to do that relentlessly. And so that value prop list can become a simple statement of your brand promise. And it must be real. It must be legit. Here's a fun example. Jimmy John's, they're freaky fast. It's not complicated. It doesn't have to be complicated. If I surmise mine, and pardon my French, but if I surmise my brand promise, it's NMA. No more assholes. Our brand promise is just no more dealing with people that mistreat or are challenging to deal with. It doesn't matter if they're consumers or their teammates. It's no more NMA. That's our promise. You won't have to have that weight on your shoulder as you go in to create transparency with the app and restore that trust with your client base and new people looking to find you. Jimmy John's is freaky fast. BMV Inc., that is the whole of our organization that holds Bid My Vid, the Fix It Queen Academy, and Bring More Value, is NMA. Man, we want things to be easy. We want it to be smooth, and we listen so we can get feedback and we could refine and become better, because that's our brand promise. So the other question that we have on this worksheet is, how does your brand promise help your organization stand apart? That ties up here to the value propositions or your USPs. Does it create a unique feeling? And I keep going to feeling, guys, because that's where things are created. They're not created in a reality of what things you can touch. They're created on the limbic side and the quantum side. I'm talking about quantum mechanics and quantum physics side, the imagination side. That's where you can create true difference and true connection to your business, where people they don't even understand. They just like, why do you work with them? Because I love them. I like working with them. They really can't quantify that. So does it create a unique feeling for your target base? And is it memorable? Is it enough to be memorable? They need to have what is referred to as an anchor that allows them. That's why tchotchkes and giveaways, like, people are like, oh, here's a test plug, or here's a pen, or here's like a magnet. That's not an anchor. That's you selling your service or your product in a way to try to be present. So like, like a magnet there. Now give them something else. Give them something of value, something of substance that actually improves the quality of their life. It's not about you. It's about them. And when you get these all right, you will get like like a skate through ice, gliding with performance in your business, because people will feel that they are valued and they will feel that you truly care. And that's all derived from you knowing why and having a vision and a mission. So, what is your brand promise? It must be real. It must be legit. It must be something that they can count on. Jimmy John's are freaky fast, like, and they have a process. Like, everybody is a delivery driver. Like, the guy makes the sandwich and then he puts it in the bag and then he drives it to you. Like, it's like that. So their process allows them to deliver their brand promise. And so, how does your brand promise stand apart? Does it create a unique feeling for your target client base enough to be memorable? Okay. So I'll let you guys think upon that for just a moment. Think about that. Perfect song. It says, "Where is my mind?" Think about it. Think about how does your brand promise help your organization stand apart? Does it create a unique feeling for your client base enough to be memorable? Are you memorable? Or do you just fade away and they look for the next person the next day? Forgot your number. Hopefully not. If you're on Bid My Vid, they actually can't lose your number because you're forever in their C-book, and they could drop down and touch your name and send you a video, and numbers aren't a problem. We kind of wired that in automatically, so we made you memorable. So hopefully that gives you some food for thought to think about in terms of the brand promise, how that ties in from your vision statement to your mission statement to your pillars, your core values, your unique selling propositions, how this USP and those values that stand you apart can turn into a promise that you can deliver. It's a tangible experience, so to speak, for your client base. How does that brand promise help you stand apart? And does it create a feeling that allows you to be memorable? The last couple sections here are kind of all tied together, but we'll get that to one by one. Who are we is a question that I ask as I work with my clients in the coaching and consulting program. That's a pretty simple question to answer, depending on what type of service business or product business you're offering. Who are you? And why are we playing? It kind of is a further deeper dive into the vision and mission statement. My team is a group of people that desires to affect and improve the quality of life for humanity. That's who we are. And why are we playing? We're playing because if we didn't play, things would continue to degrade and people would continue losing the one resource that's not renewable, which is time. That's why Bid My Vid plays and the Fix It Queen Academy plays and Bring More Value plays. That's why we're in this game. Who are we? We are a group of people that desire deeply to improve the quality of life for humanity in any way we can by reducing contractor pain points and offering unique solutions to them. And we are playing because it's worth it. It's worth to address all of the challenges, to see somebody be able to go to their kid's soccer game and not have to be stuck to a 5 to 7 call, or have at least something that will have a dissipation of that pressure when they're operating that. So that goes into the next segments. Why are we playing? We're playing so that we're playing in that game, in that area, so that we can offer relief to the contracting community and to service businesses or product businesses. We are participating and playing so that we can achieve greatness together, to create ease in life. Where are we playing? Well, for my business, just giving you guys some examples, my Bid My Vid team, we play in the technology verticals of 2 different spaces. One is service marketplace, where people pay out the nose for leads to be listed on a directory for basically access to horrible false review systems. By the way, we don't have reviews. We just share with clients the before and after. Here's what the client asked for. Here's what the contractor delivered. There's just transparency. There's no 5 stars. Bob did a great job. No, show me, don't tell me. So why are we playing, or where are we playing in the Fix It Queen Academy? We're playing in the space of education and providing simple blueprint style, construction style approaches to offering business fundamentals so contractors can master the business side just as they mastered the tool side. When we went into trades, we got there 10,000 hours. We got our mastery. We got our proficiency. We got that confidence built up. And then we're like, I'm going to step out and start a business. Wait, why? Why are you starting? And then building out these pieces will give clarity. So that's why the Fix It Queen Academy exists, and desiring deeply to give the core fundamentals of business practice to contractors so they have that same mastery on that other side. Why? Right. So I'm using myself as an example. Where am I playing with Bring More Value? Bring More Value is the consulting services that we offer to contractors nationwide. So we can be the in the trench traction coach that helps get better performance. If you've played sports or you've done anything extracurricular, you understand the value of hiring a coach. They call stuff from a different angle, and they're able to see things from outside of your own mindset of dysmorphia as you look at your business. If you bring a coach in and you try to tell them how to train you, hey, yeah, I know I brought you in, trainer coach, and you're going to tell me how to properly do a squat, but this is how I squat. If you're not willing to make those adjustments, you're only doing yourself a disservice by having that investment and not actually utilizing it with an open mind. So I kind of shared with you 3 areas of my businesses and why we are playing there, where we are playing, how we're going to win. Those questions are tied directly to the mission, right? So when we were working on the mission statement up here, and we're basically saying, how will we do it? And what will be the results of a successfully achieving the vision? These questions down here kind of help us refine and kind of redirect and look at that a little bit deeper. How are we going to win? How? Answering that question will help connect to the mission. And what are the objectives of our efforts? And how will we implement those objectives? These questions down here on the worksheet as we're doing our Dine and Done workshop are directly tied to the mission and the milestones that get divided up into team assignments, whether you're in what I call offense, which is administrational, marketing, finance side of the business, or you're on defense, which is operations side, field, facilitation. John, for you, it'd be like production side versus coordinating all of the resources, right, that go with executing a full production. So there's people that are filming, people that are acting, and then there's the administration side that supports all the execution, right? So as you're doing your business, that's some things to think about. As those that are watching, thinking about offense, defense, you can segment this up, and actually I go into a much bigger training upon that when we take a look at the organization coursework in the Fix It Queen Academy and Bring More Value. So today we've started in what I call the cornerstone, or one of the key pillars of starting up or repositioning your business. And when you take a look at these components that are on this VIP Fast Track worksheet. It basically gives you what you're needing to actually make measurable difference in your business. As you are able to walk in tomorrow and at least tell your team, or even yourself if you're a solo entrepreneur, it gives you clarity so you can have a better pace to taking the steps, and you won't go in with so much, I guess, distortion when you're doing your service activities, or you're providing your product, or you're doing a production or project. You'll actually have more clarity as you complete these. So please let me know if you want this worksheet. If you've taken good notes, terrific. If you want to actually have this worksheet to do some stuff. And of course, as always, if you need help, please reach out to me. I am Amanda, the Fix-It Queen. I am the visionary founder of Bid My Bid, the Fix-It Queen Academy, and Bring More Value Services. And I came from a walk of life of wearing tools starting at a young age, like 5. I started working with power tools, bandsaws, planers, joiners, carpentry stuff at 5 and 6 years old. And so I know nothing but tools. And now I'm creating different tools on the other side of the business administration and business scalability metrics. So I have a plethora of tools to help you all. I hope you feel comfortable reaching out to me. I thank you all for joining me in our first Done and Dine workshop following our training segment of Moments to Mo Money with the Fix-It Queen Academy. It excites me to share moments with you guys and to bring more value than we could imagine alone as we all do this together. And with that said, I'm going to log off. Please do message me. And we are going to be doing the Done and Dine workshops pretty much at the end of each quarter. So at the end of March, obviously it's the end of June, end of September, and December. On the 15th, I will be putting up those events for those that are local. Please do come out, because following this, we dine and we have fun. For those that are at home watching, thank you for joining me. Hopefully you have dinner queued up, or if you're joining me while you were eating, let me know if you need this worksheet so you can get the clarity that you need to gain performance and start moving matter in your business, because that is a key thing. And those that are in construction and trades, as I broadcast out, know deeply how important it is to have some kind of a plan. If the client comes to you and is like, oh, I want to move a wall, well, where? Do you want a half wall, 3/4 wall? What do you want? And so as you define this for your own business on a higher level, you will get to execute it in a way to build that stabilization. And it's one of the bricks that I put in place with my clients as we do the reverse flush and create a geyser, so you don't have that inconsistent cash flow, and you can start creating a place that draws more people in to help you serve your mission by way of your vision and through the pillars of value that you offer. So thank you for joining me. Let me know if you need anything from me or have any questions. I am always around. You can find me on my personal page. I'm pretty much always there for you guys. And on a separate and side note, I'm going to put it out there and ask that you guys, right now I am running for the Maximum Cover. So if you could go to bidmyvid.com/covergirl and vote for me. It's a daily situation there, and I'm not afraid to ask for help. So please do, if you would, and if you could, I would appreciate that extra support greatly. And that's pretty much, good thing my phone dropped. That's pretty much my ask. Download Bid My Vid, become a part of our early adopter community, and allow me to, with our team and our mission, be able to give time back to you guys. And right now, please do go and vote. Right now, I am running for Maximum Cover. So go to bidmyvid.com/covergirl and vote for me, y'all. Vote, 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 vote. I appreciate you, and we'll see you guys on the next broadcast.